Right now, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services looks to improve health care in rural areas of the state. How much money they're asking for from the federal government and what kind of improvements would be made with it.
Plus, as temperatures begin to drop, how a new bill introduced in the state legislature could help those who struggle to keep the heat on.
Also paying tribute to everyone who has served in the U.S. military. Now, this Veterans Day is also a major milestone for the UW's Memorial Union here in Madison, and we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. Right now, 2/3 of rural Wisconsinites have to travel 30 minutes or more to get emergency care.
But Wisconsin is asking the federal government for $1 billion to improve rural health care. Our Ellie Liberté joins us now. And Ellie, how would this money be used?
Well, Eric, Sarah, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services released 3 main priorities for this money. $337 million would go to recruiting and retaining a workforce. $329 million would go to technology and innovation, and $279 million to strengthening rural care partnerships. But it could be a while before hospitals in the state see this money.
So MAPs are a big part of what we do.
John Ike is the director of Wisconsin's Office of Rural Health, an organization that helped the State Department of Health Services draft this proposal for $1 billion to improve rural health care. The $1 billion is part of the Federal Rural Health Transformation Program, a $50 billion fund born out of President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill that was signed into law this past summer. The purpose of the fund is partly to help address concerns over Medicaid cuts that also came with that legislation.
Those cuts were large and devastating. At the same time, in the same bill, they added this money in to say, let's improve the structures, let's make things more efficient.
Although Ike welcomes innovation, he also worries about how the money would be implemented.
If you have programs of this scale, you're going to want to ease your way into it. We're not really given the time to do that.
It's a concern shared by the president of the Wisconsin Hospital Association.
It provides a lot of opportunities to invest in areas like workforce and education and technology where maybe providers didn't have the resources to be able to do that. The one caution, of course, is that anytime that you invest in healthcare services, you need to make sure they are sustainable and ongoing.
Ike says although DHS is talking with stakeholders, the amount of projects and initiatives in this proposal are extensive and need time to be fleshed out.
The federal government sometimes will want to solve a big problem very quickly. And so what they do is throw a lot of money at something. But again, I think strategically, that's not the best way to do it.
Now, DHS is planning on recruiting a team solely to manage this project. However, it won't find out if it receives the money requested until the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid announce awardee decisions at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you, Ellie. We are happy to report tonight that a child is okay after being hit by a school bus in Oregon. Officers were called to the intersection of South Perry Parkway and Union Road yesterday afternoon. Now, according to investigators, the child was crossing the street when the bus turned into them at the slow rate of speed. The child, who suffered minor injuries, was treated at the scene by first responders and reunited with the parent. The bus driver was cited for failure to yield right of way at an uncontrolled intersection.
Starting today, 6% of flights will be cut at dozens of major airports. It's due to the emergency order from the Federal Aviation Administration, as cuts are being mandated during the government shutdown to slow air traffic amid limited staffing situations. This afternoon, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy visited his native Wausau area at the Central Wisconsin Airport in Mosinee. He warned that even when the shutdown ends, air travel won't resume to full capacity immediately.
We have some controllers who are put in a very difficult position. I'm concerned that we're not going to have on day one controllers come back into the towers right away.
Now, there have been at least 638 reports of short staffing since the government shutdown started October 1st. It's more than 6 times as many as were reported on the same dates last year. Until a deal to end the shutdown is done, airlines must continue to follow the FAA's emergency order to incrementally reduce flight capacity at those 40 major U.S. airports, rising to 10% by Friday. If you have to make the choice between heating your home or putting food on the table, supporters say a new bill introduced at the state legislature could provide some help.
Our Arman Rahman has more on the effort to make sure that heating up doesn't eat up your finances.
According to the U.S. Census, roughly a quarter of Americans could not pay their utility bills last year. Advocates say it becomes a struggle when they make up 6, 10, sometimes 20% of their monthly income.
It's been a significant burden.
Matthew Kluger's energy bills account for about 3 to 4% of his income, but he says he has neighbors and friends who pay much more. He's hoping this new bill in the state legislature will help by making it so no one's utility bills account for more than 2% of their monthly income. Robert Craig, the executive director of Citizen Action of Wisconsin, says this is especially urgent right now with talk and plans of AI data centers throughout southern Wisconsin threatening to raise rates for residents.
The data center companies, the ones that are public like Microsoft, are claiming they're going to pay for the increased energy generation. They're not paying for all the huge upgrades in the grid that are needed. You need to build out the grid to these areas that have huge energy amounts. That's going to be on the ratepayers. That's what the Unit of Concerned Scientists research shows. But they're doing this in a way that's going to leave ratepayers holding the bag, and the bag is already too heavy for them now.
This winter is also a concern, Craig says, because the Trump administration has seemingly begun dismantling the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. That's the national program that heavily funds Wisconsin's Home Energy Assistance Program.
Armand Rahman, thank you so much. Now, if you need help, you can call 1-866-HEAT-WIS to learn more and also apply for the Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program. Well, speaking of, another chilly and very windy day out there, but that will soon change. That's the good news. We have Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington here with the details.
Yes, that is the good news. The wind's going to be gone with the wind soon and gone with the chilly temperatures, at least for a little while. Temperatures will eventually dip after peaking up around 62 on Saturday, back down into the 40s as we head out into next week. But let's enjoy the nice warm stuff. If this is something that you fancy here as we head into the fall months, to have a little bit of warm weather. A little bit of improvement tonight. Low temperatures tonight will be in the middle 30s. Last night they dipped down into the low to mid 20s. But that's because we had clear skies, and tonight with that breeze out there helping to keep air in motion, that's going to help hold those temperatures up just a little bit as warm air tries to continue to slowly sneak into southern Wisconsin. Tomorrow we'll do 50 in Madison, 50 in Baraboo, 51 in Janesville, 49 to 48 to the east, and then we'll do low to mid 50s off towards the south and west over towards Grant County and Crawford County for high temperatures on Wednesday. 39 right now in Madison, 36 in Janesville, 35 in Lone Rock, hanging on to the 40s to the north and west. We will all see these temperatures go down into the mid 30s for tonight. Here in Dane County, we've got 39 at the airport, 37 to the east in Deerfield and in Stoughton and in Verona and in Mount Horeb and in Cross Plains. So the temperatures are on their way down for the evening. We will bottom out again right around 35 for that low, back up to 50, but it'll be breezy on Wednesday. When can we say gone with the wind? I'll let you know when I come back.
Sounds great. Thank you, Alex. All across the area, Wisconsinites are honoring those who served our country on this Veterans Day.
And taking part in those festivities is UW-Madison's Memorial Union. And this Veterans Day, it turns out, is a major milestone for the union. Our Jalen Banks joins us live from there. And Jalen, what can you tell us?
Eric and Sarah, when many people think of the Memorial Union, they think of the terrace and the chairs that get put out, the live music that gets played inside all the restaurants. But lost in that sometimes is the true meaning behind the building. The Memorial Union, again, is a memorial. It's a war memorial for those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And today marked a very special landmark for the Memorial Union. 100 years ago today, they broke ground for the first time at the Memorial Union. And again, celebrating that 100-year anniversary of the groundbreaking, many gathered at the Union honoring our veterans. I had the chance to speak with the president of the Union on how this building has always tried to honor those who've given the sacrifice and continue to serve.
Memorial Union is a war memorial and dedicated to the men and women of UW-Madison who died in our country's wars. And so it's a good opportunity for us to remember our beginnings and the reason we were dedicated in the first place. And also to remind the community that we can be a war memorial and a living community builder at the same time.
Now, I had the chance to catch up with a local Army veteran who was at this afternoon's event. He shared with me that just simply saying thank you means so much and goes a long way for them. So for those of you at home who have loved ones, or if you yourself have served our country, thank you for your service. And if you haven't thanked somebody yet, go ahead and do it, because again, it goes a long way. For now, reporting live from the Memorial Union, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Well said, Jalen. And the Union looks beautiful, lit up in the red and blue tonight. Jalen, thank you. And Vortex Optics in Barneveld held an event to honor its employees and community veterans as well. Roughly 1 in 10 employees at Vortex is a veteran, and brand manager Sawyer Briel says that veteran family members own and started the business. Briel also said their event today was one of many to help veterans connect with their communities.
Get an opportunity to shake their hand, say thank you in person, because I think that's really important. And you can see it when you're talking to people. Like these are stories that are really important to be told, and I think however we can recognize these people is just really important.
As veterans and employees gather, the business continued its tradition of honoring service members, lining its drive with American flags and offering free coffee and commemorative challenge coins to veterans. Coming up next, health experts voice some concern about a virus once thought to be eliminated in the U.S. that's making a comeback.
Plus, some batches of baby formula are being pulled off store shelves. We'll tell you what to look out for when News 3 Now at 6 returns.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
An outbreak of infant botulism linked to baby formula appears to be growing. Federal and state health officials are reporting at least 15 babies in 12 states have been sickened since August, with the most recent cases just this month. Organic formula maker ByHeart is now recalling all batches of its whole nutrition infant formula cans and Anywhere packs. Symptoms of infant botulism include poor feeding, loss of head control, and difficulty swallowing.
It's looking fairly clear, like, public health has got this right. And a good thing is that they've recalled all the product. And so the downside is that the incubation period can be up to 7 weeks. And so kids that consumed the product a week ago may not show signs or symptoms for another month and a half. And obviously that's super concerning to parents.
All 15 affected infants were hospitalized and treated with antibodies, and no deaths were reported. ByHeart says anyone with the formula in their home should stop use immediately and throw it out.
And now to concerns over measles. In Canada, as of last month, more than 5,000 cases of measles were reported for the year, and that means Canada is no longer in elimination status for the disease. So now some worry that the United States isn't far behind. The latest CDC data reports 1,681 confirmed measles cases in the U.S. this year. That's as of November 4th. Now, of those, 92% were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status.
It's very concerning that we are seeing this illness to be on the rise, especially when we know that there are very simple steps that can be done to prevent it.
Officials say vaccination against measles is obviously the best protection. It's typically given to children between 12 and 15 months old, with a second dose given at 4 to 6 years old. The CDC says older children, adolescents, and adults who do not have evidence of measles immunity also need 1 or 2 doses of the vaccine given at least 28 days apart.
Still ahead, the massive lottery jackpot that's on the line tonight.
Plus, saying I do to higher costs, how tariffs could impact wedding budgets.
And later, just how warm will it get this week? Alex returns his complete forecast after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Eloping might not be as romantic as having a traditional wedding, but it really could help your wallet. Over the past 5 years, the price tag on an average wedding has risen nearly 20%, $33,000 now, according to wedding marketplace The Knot. And that upward trend is expected to continue in part because of the Trump administration's tariffs. Roughly 20% of vendors say charges on non-U.S. countries have caused their prices to go up for items including dresses, rings, even cake ingredients. Analysts say 1/3 of engaged couples say they have concerns about paying for that special day.
Oh boy. Well, the Goodman Community Center is getting ready to help families in need for Thanksgiving. This year's basket drive starts Saturday, and they could really use your help. Beginning November 15th, they're looking for food and money to help fill 4,000 baskets for families. News 3 Now is once again a proud partner, and you can start donating online right now at goodmancenter.org/donate. Well, it will soon start to feel like spring again, although we have Thanksgiving around the corner. Alex, when are we expecting the warm warmer temperatures. I can't wait.
It's right around the corner. If you can't wait, sir, just wait till, all you got to do is wait till tomorrow. We'll be back up to 50 degrees, 54 on Thursday, near 60 on Friday, 62 on Saturday. Some weather models are indicating we could get into the 60s on Friday and well into the 60s on Saturday. And then we tumble back down to normalcy with temperatures getting back to where they should be for this time of year. And there will be eventually some changes in terms of it being so dry. There is a big weather system potentially on the horizon. Not tonight, though. 35 for lows, clear skies, gusty winds, 35 again, that common number across southern Wisconsin. On Wednesday, high temperatures right around 50, right down I-94, I-39, 50 in Camp Douglas, Baraboo, Madison, and Janesville. Low 50s off in southwest Wisconsin and then into the upper 40s north and east of Madison. I was mentioning a little bit earlier in the newscast, when can we say gone with the wind, or at least a little bit less of it? It's a price to pay as you transition from cold to warm. There often is wind generated in between, and the winds will be gusting up at times above 30 miles per hour on Tuesday. Wednesday, winds will still gust up to 30 miles per hour. So tonight, we still have those gusty winds, Wednesday gusty winds. And then they ease up as we go into Thursday, going into Friday, before they ramp back up again, back above 30 miles per hour as we head towards Sunday. And that's behind a cold front that will be moving into much of the upper Midwest. And with that cold front, any rain, any chance of that? Not really. Light rain showers are a possibility with that weather system Saturday night going on into Sunday. We'll track that for the entire Midwest in just a moment here. The drought monitor, here's another reason why we need these drops. We have abnormally dry conditions stretching from Boscobel, Lone Rock, up to the Dells, to Madison, to Janesville. Slowly, the areas in northern and central Wisconsin are eventually trying to condense here, with the rest of southern Wisconsin being dry. We even have severe drought conditions extending up into parts of southern Wisconsin from Darlington over towards Monroe. So our conditions here, folks, we could use some rain. Unfortunately, this weather system coming up later in the weekend is not going to play out too nicely for giving us some raindrops. The good news is, if you want some of that nice weather, again, staying nice all the way through the end of the week. 45 on Sunday after that cold front comes through, with just a tiny chance of those showers. A weather system to our south Monday and Tuesday brings us some shower chances. A better chance for rain, possibly some of that rain being heavy that following Thursday and Friday. Doing any travel, as we know, folks are doing hunting and some folks are doing fishing, maybe heading to northern Wisconsin. Water view on Saturday. The weather system, we're looking for green here. There's really not any green at all on the map, meaning that front comes through on the dry side for the most part. Just a small chance of showers as we had Saturday going on into Sunday. Some clouds and gusty winds again will return on Sunday. We'll keep a close eye on that. Hopefully we can get a couple of raindrops out of that weather system, because every drop will take as the dry conditions continue.
And I look forward to a break from the wind.
And the break from the wind, you got Thursday and Friday, gone with the wind during that time.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Well, some major cash is up for grabs when the Mega Millions hold its latest drawing later tonight.
That jackpot up to $900 million, the 8th largest in the game's history. And if you were to win, the lump sum payout would be more than $415 million. And I always figure this out for you, folks. $241 million for a single filing taxpayer in Wisconsin. Now, if there is no winner tonight, the next drawing will be held Friday, with the jackpot expected to surpass $1 billion.
And it gets
we can all take it. We can all take it. Andrew's here. We're going to forget that football game last night. Let's celebrate for a local baseball player, right?
Yeah, really, really cool deal. And still to come in sports, hear from the Madison native that was named the National League's Rookie of the Year. Next on News 3 Now.
No, I didn't think I was going to be that nervous for it, but once I got on the call, my heart was pounding, and it was a really good moment.
There is a reason that baseball is called America's pastime. It's been played since the 1800s. But in all of that time, only 17 Madison natives have even made it to Major League Baseball. Drake Baldwin, a Madison West grad, is the most recent and maybe the best, too. After hitting 19 homers in his first year in the show, he got the call that he was named the National League's Rookie of the Year.
It honestly went by pretty quick with how fun it was. I mean, I don't even know if I've wrapped it up completely yet. I mean, I'll probably have to wrap up this award as well, just kind of realize how much it really means. It's still kind of surreal right now, but yeah, it's just an incredible year, and was super excited it's ending this way.
Do you remember after week 2 of the NFL season when Rasheed Walker said that his Packers might go undefeated this year? I do, because I kind of believed him, if I'm being honest. But since they've gone from perfect to playoff hopeful, losing to the Browns and the Panthers and tying the Cowboys. As for last night, there's no shame generally in losing by 3 points to the defending Super Bowl champs, but there is a major problem with how they lost.
Everybody got to dig deep, have the belief, and give more. I mean, it's not easy. And, you know, we can't live off of what we did last year or nothing like that. Like, we got to be in the moment. And, yeah, it's definitely not easy.
Where did the time go? Believe it or not, Wisconsin volleyball only has a half dozen games left this season. Allie Andrew, the guest on this week's Wisconsin Huddle, says her lone year in Madison has gone by way too fast, but not too fast for her team to gel into a contender for a national championship.
I'm just really impressed with this team, how we've been progressing throughout the season, and just the last couple weeks, how we've been finding our groove together. I think we really strive to play together as a team, and that's something we've been doing. And it's just been really fun to watch and play with.
Looking forward to that show. Really great to see you talking to Drake Baldwin.
Yeah. What a cool deal for him. I mean,
really cool.
Unbelievable.
Congrats to him.
Congrats.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now at 6. Entertainment Tonight is next.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Thanks again, everyone.